Hello folks, welcome to channel It's All About Racing. Folks, the reason why I call my channel It's All About Racing is because racing cars are all that I collect. Therefore, this channel is to introduce to those of you out there who also collect race cars, because I have a fairly extensive collection, to give you a good idea of what they look like, what you can expect when you buy them from various different manufacturers. This particular video, and the reason you see this wide array of cars in front of you, is I'm looking at Spark cars, and we're going to talk about Spark Limited and Spark Unlimited. To start this off, because we're talking about 143 collections here, I have it from good authority from people in the industry that they tend to run these things in batches of about 10,000. So your average car, that you buy that is, for example, an unlimited car, they've probably made at least 10,000 of them, and there's really nothing to stop them from making more than that if the cars are selling. 143 is the most popularly collected scale on the market, so there's, you have a good idea that virtually everything they make is selling or is going to sell in whatever batch they make them from. Now, I've divided these into three categories. I have what I called, they are the Porsche dealer limited edition cars, what I guess I call the regular edition cars, broken up into two categories. Those that are 24 hours of Le Mans, and then everything else that is not. And for those of you that just kind of click on these videos for about 2 minutes and then brush away, I'm going to support this with all the evidence I can, the number of cars that I have here. But I'll tell you basically this: any Spark car that you buy that is related to the 24 Hours of Le Mans series, essentially that's everything you see here on the right. These are unlimited. It is my suspicion that because they sell so many of these, the purpose of, these cars compete in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and they run those by the tens of thousands. The other cars, what I call the regular series cars, essentially anything that is not the 24 Hours of Le Mans or is the limited edition Porsche dealership cars. I call these the regular Spark race cars. These are your limited edition cars, in addition to those, obviously, the Porsche dealership, which are limited. So let's talk about how we know this. I'll start talking about the Porsche Dealers Limited Edition series. As you know, folks, and these cars come in a variety of different boxes. These are generally, they're promotional cars, one-off liveries that were raced in various series of races, and these were distributed and sold through Porsche dealerships. So if you wanted to buy one of these initially, you had to go to the Porsche dealership to get it. The idea was to reward their customers who had bought cars with really cool model cars that they could take home and enjoy themselves. And you can tell this, obviously by looking at the box. So for example, if you see these on sale for eBay and you see that box, and it's unmistakable, it's larger than all the other Porsche boxes. It has different various colors, but one common stripe running down the center of it, and has the Porsche logo on the top. If you also take a look at the base of the car, you'll clearly see there that there is a number. For example, this one was 345 out of 2020. So this is clearly a Porsche Porsche dealership limited edition car. Boy, it's a mouthful. In this case, this was a 1970 tribute car. This was one of the thank you edition cars. This one being 821 out of 1,500. This one on the top is the sister car. That is 1,474 out of 1,500. And then the one on top of that, this was the tribute for, the WEC Super Season. This was 1,083 out of 2019. And you kind of get the idea. These are run in batches of about 2,000. But that's it. And those are Porsche limited dealer cars. Now let's take a look at the other cars. These cars on the right are your 24 Hours of Le Mans cars. It's clear that they're 24 Hours of Le Mans because the boxes say so. And I've basically divided them up by years, and I have, it looks like about 12 or 13 of them. The ones in the front here, these are some of the more, these are from the year 2018. You can tell by looking at the box there, it says Spark. You see the inside of it, 24 Hours of Le Mans. The Porsche, the same. The AMG, this is one I haven't even opened up. Yet again, the same. And if you take a look at the inside of the box, particularly the back of these, and sometimes they're hard to see the way these are packaged, there's nothing in there to indicate that this is a limited edition car. And these are not. That's because these are unlimited edition cars. They're these were liveries that were raced in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And like I said, my suspicion is that they can sell so many of these things, and they make so many of them because we as the public buy them. They don't need to run them in limited editions. These are older packages. It says the 24 Heures de Mans in French. These are 2010, 2011 cars. And as you can see, you clearly look at the base. These are not limited edition cars. Beautiful cars, and I love every single one of them. And I didn't buy them because they were limited edition or not. I bought them because I wanted them. And you can see that they are not. And then the last batch we'll look at here is over on the left. These are the most current ones that I have. This one I haven't even unwrapped yet. This is a 2021. This is the Porsche GR racing car, and you can tell by looking at the interior of the box, and it says 2021. There's nothing to indicate on the base of this that these are limited edition cars. The same with the Porsche WeatherTech. Oops, drop that. Don't want to drop it and break it. The same with this Aston Martin Vantage, and this is interesting because this particular car on the top, this was a special livery. This was a tribute to 1970, the first year that Porsche won the championship. And its sister car that I have, the red one you saw, was a limited Porsche Dealer's Edition car, but this one was not. This one ran in just the regular Le Mans series. It is not a limited edition car. It's a beautiful car, but it's not limited edition. So, folks, here's the bottom line. Anything that you buy from Spark, if it is a 24-hour of Le Mans car, it is not a limited edition car. Now let's talk about the cars that are. One car that you may have seen me review, and I actually figured I'd point this out and then toss it out of the way. This is the Porsche GT3 GPX Racing, the Paul Ricard practice car. This is not a Le Mans car. It's a Spark regular edition vehicle. I'll tell you what, with this white base, you'd think it's a limited edition car, but it is not. It also has the clear background here. And one thing you're going to notice here with all the cars that are limited edition, that are not Le Mans cars, is they do not have a box that that has side backing on it. And this is the one exception to the rule. This looks like a limited edition car, but it is not. All the other cars that you see here are limited edition cars, and I'll tell you how you can identify them, and I suspect why. Now, first off, we'll take a look at this brand new Porsche. This is another one that I haven't even opened up yet. This is a car that was raced at the 24 Hours of Daytona. It's the IMSA series. It's the 911 Porsche. Many of you are probably familiar with it. And you can tell by looking at the box, it's got the red and white blue livery on it. You take a look at the back of it, very nice livery. And you look at the sides, and clearly, this is something special. It's got the American flag on the front, and on the back of it, you can see the scripted writing. And I'll see if I can get a good picture of it. You can tell this was 233 out of 800. So this was raced at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. This was raced at 24 Hours of Daytona, not Le Mans, and it is a limited edition car. The Falcon 44 here. This box is very distinctive. This was the 24 Hours of Nurburgring. You can see the Belgian logo on it. You can see that on the top, on the back. It shows, the Nurburgring itself. And on the base of the car, you can clearly see that this was 169 out of 300. Now, this McLaren was also raced at the Nürburgring. The box is distinctively different from its sister car here, and both of these were raced in 2021, by the way. Yet this is a limited edition car. The back just has the Belgian, or the German flag on, excuse me, not Belgian. The Nürburgring is a German track. I'm losing my mind. But this is 174 out of 300. So these two, again, are clearly limited edition cars. And finally, you look at this big stack here of 5 that I have got. These were all cars that were raced at Spa. They have distinctive yellow boxes with the Belgian flag on them. This Lamborghini here, you take a look at it, and we'll set it down. You can clearly see this yellow box Spark. It's got the Belgian flag on it. It has the Belgian flag on the back. And if you look here, this was 92 out of 500. 24 Hours of Spa. This is a limited edition car. The other Lamborghini, this one here, box is the same. Take a look at it. It's identical. Take a look at the back. The same. 61 out of 300. Another limited edition car. And finally, the third Lamborghini, 143 out of 300. limited edition. Then I have the two Mercedes AMGs here. Both of these, again, racers at Spa. This one, 135 of 300, and the other one, 131 of 500. I mean, folks, these cars are they're really limited edition cars. I mean, they batches of 3 and 500. That's about as limited as you can get. Even the Porsche dealership cars are made in batches of 2,000 or a little bit more. And I can tell you, folks, if you look any of these cars up on eBay, if you do a search for Spark Lamborghinis, virtually every one you come up with is going to be a Lamborghini that was raced at Spa. And it's going to be limited edition. The same thing with Mercedes AMG, if Spark makes it. Again, raced at Spa. The McLaren was kind of the exception to the rule. They're very hard to find in general, and there are very few of them. The 44 car here is widely available. That's another Nurburgring car. And then this one I just recently got. This is a Daytona car. It's one of the few that I could find that was raced at 24 Hours of Daytona currently at this time on eBay that are limited edition. So you can count on all of these guys being limited edition cars and truly great collector's cars. As for those that were raced at Le Mans, beautiful cars, every doggone one of them. I wouldn't sell one of them for a penny. But no matter what their packaging is, and their packaging is clearly based on the year that they were raced. 2020 has this kind of blue with the stripes on it. 2021 just plain blue and with 2021 on it. The cars in 2018 a darker blue, but it clearly says 2018, 24-hour Le Mans all over it, folks. And the ones back, these are 2010, 2011. They are all unlimited edition cars. So there it is, plain and simple. Cars that you buy, particularly Lamborghinis, the Porsches, and the Mercedes AMGs that were raced either at the Nürburgring or at Spa or at Daytona, those are limited edition cars. So I hope that clarified it for you. I've spent hours and hours not only sorting out my own cars, but also looking at the cars for sale currently on eBay to support this theory. And a lot of the pictures of these vehicles on eBay are very, very poor. So it's hard to really make a determination, as to what you're getting. But I can assure you that if you buy any of these cars that I have mentioned here on the right that were raced at Spa or the Nürburgring, even if the picture is crappy, and unfortunately the Burbank House of Hobbies sold a lot as either, and their pictures are really shitty. They only show one picture of the car, and that's it. And you don't show the base, they don't show the box. And some of the ones that even show the boxes, they're sealed. They've got one picture of it, and that is it. And it's really hard to determine what you're getting. But I can assure you this, if you buy any of these models from these tracks, and they are Sparks, you're going to get limited edition of 300 to 500 models. The other cars over here, those raced at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, are going to be unlimited edition cars. Still beautiful models, still pricey, but made by the tens of thousands, and that's why they're out there, and that's why they're still available. But anyhow, I hope that helps any of you that have had questions like I have. If you have anything that you would like to add in the discussion, any things that you've observed to shed more light on this, maybe samples of cars that you have, because folks, it's all about how many cars do you have? How do you figure it out by lumping them together and trying to make sense of all this? And that's what I have tried to do with what I have. But I would gladly seek any help from anybody else out there who can shed more light on this discussion. If you're one of those folks that waited all 13 minutes to watch this and didn't tune out in the first 2 minutes, I thank you. I hope it helped. Tune in again for my next edition.